Thank you. One way you shouldn't hold people accountable is have a hearing where you make accusations. There's a legal system. You reach conclusions, and you want a result that I think would do a lot of damage to the country. That's what's radical here is we've taken a single company. You brought people making accusations. There's a legal system in this country to complain about unfair labor practices. But what you've done here today is you've tried and convicted Amazon. You've taken anecdotal testimony and said Amazon is the worst offender on the planet of the workplace. All I can say is that, Mr. Smalls, have you filed a complaint when you thought you were wrong?
Have I?
Yes.
The Attorney General of the state of New York has on my behalf.
Okay, but you had a process where somebody could advocate for your interest.
There is a process that's not working.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. Now,
That's a fact.
let me ask you this. Do you believe that if you're in the workplace, you should be required to join a union?
I believe that we should have the right to choose to join the union.
Okay, so you would agree with me that if you didn't want to join a union, you shouldn't be made to do so.
Who's making them do that?
The PRO Act.
The PRO Act is making them do
You have to
that?
pay union dues whether you agree to it or not.
I don't believe that's correct.
Well,
I think the PRO Act is giving
Ms.
workers the
Gessler, is that
opportunity
correct?
to do that.
Yes, that's precisely what the PRO Act does, is that as a condition of being employed at a company, you have to pay union
Yeah,
dues
so
to
this
be
is a
member.
good deal for the unions, right? Mr. O'Brien, do you support the idea that if you receive a government contract as a company, you must sign a statement of neutrality regarding unionization?
I definitely believe in that, sir.
Yeah, well, I don't.
That's your opinion.
Well,
That's
right.
great.
And let me tell you why I don't. Because that means if you're Boeing in South Carolina and you want to do business with the military, you can't give the other side of the story why unionization may hurt productivity and is not the best way for the worker. So unionization efforts in this country have gone from 11.9% of the private sector workforce, including government employees, I think, maybe non-government employees, down to 6.1%. Maybe people are listening to what you're having to say and want to go a different way. Maybe they don't want to pay dues to a union because they work at the site that's been unionized. Maybe people are making a different choice. The number of people joining in unions in this country is going way down. Is it due to the abusive behavior of all the companies, or is it maybe people want to make an individual choice? I have an uncle who is in a paper mill union. I love him dearly. I understand the union argument and let people listen to it. I just want the employer to be able to give the other side of the story. Ms. Gessler, in your view, this idea of requiring companies to sign a neutrality agreement to do business with America, what would that lead to?
Well, I think that's actually unfair to workers. Companies are required to notify workers of things that are important to them in their workplace, and what we're doing here is preventing workers from having that right to know something that is significant for the future of their work.
This is not about righting wrongs because there's a system to do that. This is about getting an outcome you want. There was a Staten Island vote Monday where the union effort was rejected 62 to 38. If you believe this panel, the 62% of people are crazy. They don't know what they're doing. They were intimidated. Maybe they just made a different choice.